Oh, y'all came back again. I missed you guys. It's been some time, but we're here. We're gonna have a conversation with one of my friends. We got a guest today, and she's OG. She's just, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get to you after the intro, and we're gonna talk about it, okay? Ah. It's a good cookie. Would you like a cookie?
Sure, is it homemade or look homemade?
It's kind of homemade.
That's alright.
Alright, so when I'm talking consistency, I'm talking about, you ever had a dream? Something that you be great at this thing. Even when you started, you just didn't want to get up. You just want to sit around. It's harder to start something, keep doing it. In my opinion, I feel like you shouldn't start anything unless you feel like you can keep doing it. Like, don't go to the gym if you're not gonna go to the gym every day. It makes no sense because it's just gonna be a bunch of time wasted. You ain't gonna never see the results that you want to see. You can't start something and do a little bit of it and expect that this don't jump off overnight. I'm sure your product didn't jump off overnight.
No,
Took
and actually still working on it.
Yeah.
It's called Just Feels Good.
Just feels good.
Just feels good. But consistency is, as we were talking about before, just procrastination. You know, procrastination is
You never
it's
get
a
anything
war.
done.
There literally is a war in yourself. You know, when you got a family, you know, you got school, you know, for some of us, we got school,
Work.
we got work, you know, all this stuff going on at one time, and you trying to figure out how you're going to get to that next level, you know.
And even then, you know, we make that the excuse though. You know
Always,
what I mean?
yeah.
We really make it the excuse on why we can't do something when I spend just as much time doing nothing than I do doing something.
Real talk.
You know?
I mean, after work, be tired though.
I get it.
After them 8-10 hours sometimes.
Waking up early. You know what I mean?
Early in the morning, you know.
I used to always say, we're working a day shift job. You know, you went to school for how many? A lot?
Umpteen.
You know what it is?
Umpteen. I call it umpteen.
Umpteen? That means whatever number it is.
It was a long time. But you got all the way through 12th, then you did some college, or
Right.
some of us did some college.
And we always work up early.
Trade schools, all sorts of stuff. So
Wake up early to do that. You know, so going to work, you be tired after you get out of school.
yeah.
But you're doing way more than just, I don't know. Sometimes when you use your brain, it's
But I guess you gotta think of it more
physical.
like as a job though, because it's crazy to me because, you know, I got 3 boys and I always preaching to them like, you know, in order for you to get where you gotta go, you gotta hard work, and more hard work, and you gotta get there to hard work. You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, that's what it is. But you don't take your own advice, that's the problem.
Right, exactly. Yep. I preach people all the time, like, but I mean, it's hard being consistent though.
It is.
You know, it is really hard, but if you want that, if you know what I mean, you dream about those things in your mind, like, for instance, let's say you want a house. You see that in your thoughts, in your mind. The only thing that's keeping you from it is being consistent. You already see it. God showed you that. So if you want that, you just gotta have a little faith, because you already showed it to you. You gotta have a little faith. You gotta work hard, and you gotta be consistent. But I just don't want to like die and not have no rest.
I feel you on that.
I don't want to die and don't have a chance to actually.
Yeah.
I don't want to just exist.
Yeah.
I want to be more. And I'm not a professional in any kind of way, nothing like that. But I feel like I have something to offer people. And
You know, the thing about consistency too is that you really got to know yourself. You got to know your wants and your needs. You know.
I know exactly what I want.
You have to know that and then follow through. And it's the following through part. And for most people, they don't even know. Like
Right.
for me, I'm like, you know what? I'm over 40.
Okay.
Proud of it. Very proud
that's
of it.
OG status.
And
not a lot of people make it 40. Not a lot of people make 25.
Listen, we having heart attacks. So I'm our age. You know, our age folks are having heart attacks. We're having strokes. Like really.
But that's
because of non-consistency.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the things going on in your life, and then you forget, and school gets longer. You know. Yeah. That one time you said you want to go to school, 10 years later you still going to school, right, trying to figure it out.
I mean, but you still doing
5 years later you still trying to figure out how you're going to start your business.
Right.
Until that one day.
You started.
You just started. And I think that's the key. You got to just do it.
Yeah, keep doing it.
And then stick with it.
You gotta keep doing it.
But how do you do that?
Consistency.
But I mean, how do you do that?
It's really hard to be consistent. I've struggled with it for a while, but
this
is how I get.
What prevented you from being consistent?
Let's say I got plans to do something, or even when I started something, like I made my first videos. They weren't great. I thought it was the sugar honey iced tea. I created this and I loved it.
Right.
Everybody else ain't think so. And it's so easy to let somebody else control.
Get you down.
But when you're a creative person, like, I made this, so I care about my work. Like, I care about it. So when somebody criticizes me, stop me from being consistent, you know what I'm saying? People telling you to have like a backup plan, and then you start to feel like you really need one. I don't want a backup plan. You know what I mean? I really don't want a backup plan. I know exactly what I want, and that's what I want. One of my friends the other day, he said to me, you wanna be famous? I was like, yeah. It was like, why not? That's exactly what I said. I said, why not? Straight up, that's what I want. When I started doing these videos, I started seeing myself in the videos, and I like the way I look on the screen, and it gets comfortable to me, and the person I am, I know I can offer people a lot. Having these, having conversations.
And that's good because you know who you are. And that makes a difference. But in being consistent, that makes the world of the difference. You got to know who you are. Yeah. So you don't fall to that, the destruction of other people's words.
Because they show me out
because they tough. Folks, and the thing about this, when you got people who aren't happy in their own lives, they can't see other people happy. They can't. How can you when you're not happy?
If you're not happy, you can't keep people happy. Yeah. You can't make anybody else happy.
If you're feeling toxic, and if you are toxic, then you can't be consistent.
Nah. Because you're gonna be focused on the wrong things.
So now we need to figure out, do you know yourself enough to be consistent so you can get past all the humps and the ways? Because it's not going to be a straight line. Life is not a straight line. It goes in 5 different directions, changes,
and then
seasons.
when your tires, when you get a little money, your tires go flat.
You better know it. That's how it works.
And then now you just...
And they come in threes.
Ugh. No, dang, I can't do this because I done lost my tires. As a creative people, when somebody knock your work or when somebody just criticize you, you take it hard. So that's some things that keep me from being consistent.
But I will tell you this. Criticism can be good and criticism can be bad. I mean, and the thing about it is you got to know yourself enough. So I think part of that being consistent is knowing yourself enough so that when you do hear criticism, you can take the good out of it. Because the truth is, somebody might be telling you something that is spot on, but because they said it in a certain way, it didn't come out right.
Right. You felt it.
All you heard was, you didn't do it when they could have said it a better way.
Right.
But the good part you heard, you couldn't hear it.
Right. When people were criticizing me, I stopped doing what I was doing until I started to see who was criticizing me. You know what I mean? And
that's another thing.
They small compared to the ones that want to see you do good. You gonna have. It's rare that you're gonna have more people wanting you to fail than it is, people that wanted you to do good.
People depressed out here, man. They ain't
Wow.
happy. So if they not happy, how they gonna spot you?
Right.
It's crazy.
Hurt people. And when people look, if
What's
they not
that? Negative plus negative make a negative.
double negative. Double
That
negative.
Doug.
Ain't don't.
It just gets lower.
Right.
Just,
They small, like them voices are small. And for the people that want to see me do good, I'm gonna have to be consistent. You know what I mean? And like I said, it ain't the easiest thing in the world.
no, just getting up off your duff.
Mm-hmm. But you gotta be disciplined too. Like
That's a big thing.
discipline,
That's huge.
because it's easy to give up.
Well, I'm not gonna
Let's
say
talk
give
about
up. I don't think give up is a good word. Okay.
Explain.
No. Okay. I guess it just in my starting on my own personal business. What happens too is not necessarily come age, come wisdom. That kind of thing.
Right.
So I think when you're younger, you got 20,000 things going through your mind, and you want to do 12 different things at one different time. So it's time to, for some young people, they can take that one thing but trust me, you're going. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. I used to want to be a rapper.
Yeah.
Still do, but
Yeah, and then when you starting families and doing your job and doing, you got all this stuff,
right.
and it's not so much that you don't want to do it.
What is
It's not so much that you don't
What
want to
is
do
it?
it. It's
Don't say you can't.
you know
do
what?
It.
It's not that you don't want to do it. It's getting rid of the fear of change.
Okay. All right. I feel you. Change is good though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Change is
But
good.
change is scary.
But if you're gonna change along the way,
But change
It
is
is.
scary.
It
In a human life,
change is good.
change is extremely scary.
I feel you.
Cause you accept. That's why some of us stay in bad relationships for so long.
Scared to change. This
You
is
got
steady.
used to being a certain way,
Mhm.
and then you're afraid to step out of the door and see
the person
what's
that's
going on
the
the other side. That's why some of us stay at a job for 20 and 30 years miserable.
We're scared to
Because
change.
we scared
and
to
that's the fear of
figure-
doing it. That's what you just.
And that would
Right.
stops that consistency, all that stuff comes into play.
It does.
But once you get over that fear and realize that it's just
You the man
it was
or the
me.
woman.
It
Yep.
was me who stopped myself from making that jump.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And that's what you gotta take risks. I mean, you
Yeah.
gotta take risks. And if you don't change along the way, you ain't really did nothing. And if you're consistent with it, like whatever it is you want to be, if you're consistent with it and you grinding and you finally get there, when you actually get to the finish line, the person that you became on the way to the finish line, better than the finish line.
Seasoned.
Come on,
Seasoned.
tastes like.
Tastes good. Finger licking.
Slap your mama good. Nah, I ain't gonna slap my mom. I would never do that.
As a girl, I'm a little different.
I
love you, mommy. Oh,
I'm liking the person.
but it's a
that I'm
race.
becoming.
It's a race.
Right.
It is a race. So you win one race, you still got about 10 more races to run.
Right.
So you keep on practicing
Conditioned.
till you get there. That's it. I mean, the thing is about perfecting your craft. You know what I'm saying? I mean, really and truly perfecting your craft, and then being consistent with it. Staying in it. Staying in the paint. And sometimes it might take. I don't want to say it. Sometimes it might take 10 years, but for some of us,
if it takes 10 years.
if it takes 10 years, I'm saying for some of us, such as myself, who this did take 10 years. You know what I'm saying? For some.
Right.
Like real talk, you're only as old as you feel. And some of us, like with us older generations, the problem why we don't step outside the box is because we got too comfortable in that
box.
and where we at, and now we're mad and we're
World's
angry.
changing.
And we don't understand what's going. Nah, you gotta figure that way out.
Right.
You gotta find humility. You gotta be humble, meekness,
So you're changing
strength
with the
under
times.
control.
Speaking of being consistent, I need you guys to consistently watch these videos. And subscribe to all the outlets. I'm gonna put them right here, and then Miss Elsa stuff gonna be like, over her head, you know, just like that, something like that. You know what I mean? You know, it could be like that.